because when the government controlled the purchase of vaccines, it is opposition parties that were upset with the fact that the government is being, is being very unitarian in terms of how it's functioning. It's not being democratic. It wants to do everything because Modi is acting like a dictator. He needs to democratize the process. Now the government has said, okay, all hospitals and all states can buy the vaccines themselves. You don't like what was happening earlier? You don't like what's being done now? Chit bhi meri, pat bhi meri.
No, that's a flawed argument. You used a phrase, and that's a very common phrase in Uttar Pradesh that I come from, jiski lathi uski bhains. Abhi sarkar ne wohi kar diya hai. Because they have completely gotten out of it and left.
No, but you answer my question. Supriya, I agree. I see the problems with the current vaccine policy. I'm asking you a different question. When the Modi government was purchasing vaccines as the sole purchaser and therefore could push down prices with both the vaccine manufacturers, it's parties such as yours that had a problem with what was being done. Now that that has been reversed, you still have a problem with what's being done, leading to the argument that you are doing politics. Supriya, Shrinate.
No, absolutely not. It's a flawed argument, and I'm telling you why is it a flawed argument. Is it just flawed? Because the central government has completely taken its foot off the pedal. They've completely walked out of the scene. So now it is left to the states how you approach Serum Institute or Bharat Biotech, and it's fastest fingers first. How will these institutes decide who's going to come first or not? We had always said, take us on board, procure universally and distribute it to us. Even if the government wanted to charge money to the states, we were all right with the government.
No, that's not what opposition parties said. Opposition parties said, "Hum log khud khareed lenge. Leave this to us." You are not doing a good enough job.
That is not happening.
No, one second. Raghav, Chadha, opposition parties did not like the government's original purchase policy. That is the reality.
You are wrong there. You are wrong there, Rahul. That is not true at all. That is not true at all.
The opposition parties.
That is actually correct. One second, Raghav, when the government was purchasing vaccines, you said the government is being dictatorial, they should democratize this process. We want to be able to purchase vaccines on our own. Every opposition party said this.
Opposition parties merely said that the vaccination of COVID-19 should happen on the lines of National Immunization Program, where there is a central agency that buys vaccines. Just how when several other diseases like polio etc. were in this country, there was a central agency, there was one centralized buyer, and the purchases made by the central agencies were distributed in states, and that state had the responsibility of inoculating its citizens within the jurisdiction of its state. To the best of my knowledge, opposition parties have been demanding national immunization program. That's one. Number two, let me just supplement my argument. Let me just supplement my previous argument on the technology transfer. Rahul, I'll give you a small example, and I'm pretty sure you and your viewers will certainly understand this. You see, let's take the example of a simple drug like paracetamol. Paracetamol is the drug that you and I consume when we have a headache or a mild fever, etc. Now, paracetamol is a drug that is now currently being manufactured by more than 400 companies in India. It is available in the market under 400 different brand names. It is a drug which is essential.
Sure.
It is controlled by the Essential Commodities Act, and the technology transfer for this has happened.